Okay, so today we'll be knowing why exactly there are difference between a good analyst and a normal analyst. So all these things which you have learned till now and which we are going to learn also, and any technique which are being applied, all these things are mentioned in books itself, in internet it's available. Suppose someone is going for a CMT course, we'll be finding there also it's mentioned. Someone going for NSC's courses, there also it's mentioned. The only difference would be like you have taken a call and it's mentioned in a book, like you should use moving average for 20 days or 50 day moving average, 100-day moving average. But the things changes when you yourself change the timings of that moving average, and continuously changing timing, you see which time frame actually being working, what should be the time frame for you, how exactly the time frame is shooting. Like once we have given a course, we have given a session on HUL, whole moving average. So on that day itself in morning, uh, we ourselves among to of almost 5 to 10 analysts were having a meeting. So at that day itself we discovered that yes, it's working very nicely on 21-day period. So this is how it's being derived. Everything is mentioned, the basics are mentioned in the book itself. It's nothing new, but you need to see the chart itself. I keep on changing charts today. Right now, before sometime Prabodh sir sent a chart regarding MPWin. So I was looking into the chart. As I switched to daily chart, I could easily see that there is a flag and pole. It may be a flag and pole breakout. And while moving to open interest, I could find yes, there is an increase in volume also. So price volume breakout is almost possible in case of MPWin. So this is how, how it works. When repeatedly we'll be doing the same thing, you will get to know and your eyes will catch these things quite easily. After few days, you will see, like after learning the chart patterns, you will see that you uh, further you won't be required to draw these patterns to confirm. Your naked eye could see yes, these are the patterns which are easily could you could see that yes, this is HNS, this is inverse HNS, that is cup and handle, flag, and harmonic patterns. Harmonic patterns are not that easy to find in naked eye unless and until you draw those. Okay, so we will move to today's topic. As said, we have covered almost all the indicators. So this is also somewhere I found like how to use multiple indicators. What are exactly the multiple indicators? How they are used? But the changes to be done is from your side itself to change the time frame, how it's working, which indicators you need to apply and which are you need to left. So before moving to the all this, the first uh, let me classify these indicators into parts. Suppose I'm coming, like I'm not talking about indicators, I'm talking about techniques. Like basically there are three major techniques. That is, the first one is price sensitive technique. The second one is it's volume sensitive technique. So you might be thinking, yes, the price sensitive techniques would be using those indicators who are actually developed from price itself. And the last is composite techniques. There are many composite techniques, but the one which we have read is Elliott wave. There are Ichimoku cloud. Ichimoku cloud. We have decided that we will cover that Ichimoku cloud also. Ichimoku cloud may be covered by Nissan itself, or else if time permits from the second batch, I'll be also covering. Okay, from these three techniques, price sensitive techniques, volume sensitive techniques, and composite techniques. So coming to the first one, what exactly we have studied under that. The first one, for price sensitive, we're having few things like moving average. The second was RSI. It's also a price sensitive technique. The third was percentage R is also a price sensitive technique, but we haven't gone through that. We can write just. The fourth one is oscillators. We have covered many kinds of oscillators. Fifth is stochastics, also we have covered. Stochastics says about overbought and oversold region. In price sensitive techniques, two things which we haven't covered is the common basic charting. Basic charting is almost the chart patterns almost cover the basic technique. So from basic chatting, it's like recognizing the momentum, recognizing the resistance, the support, and the different patterns which are available in market. And the next is swing chatting, also is there. That is somehow different from normal basic chatting. So if possible, also we will go to this swing chatting also. Now this all this comes under price sensitive techniques. And next comes the volume sensitive. Volume, for volume we have red on balance volume, and there is common tick volume which is available in every chatting software, that is normal volume bars which we are finding. Almost it's similar to on balance volume both. So on balance volume is itself a volume sensitive. And composites techniques, I have already said, there is Elliott wave, there is Andrew Pitchfork, there is Gann, and there is Ichimoku, and many more. So I have ideas regarding Ichimoku, so I can teach that part, but Gann is totally out of my syllabus. I do not know. If in Andy Pitchfork also I have idea. Now coming to price sensitive techniques. Price sensitive techniques, what exactly I'm going to tell you is how, a broader point of view, how exactly this should be taken while trading, while taking a call. So the first one is moving average. We have already read moving average gives very good signal in trending market, but can reduce profit in a trading market. Again, so this can be noted. uh, I'll be telling one by one how, which one to focus. So moving average is a good very good signal giving technique for trending market, and gives false signal in case of trading market. And please note down this one, this false signals also can be traded. I will talk about this in the latter part, but it's very difficult to trade these false signals also. So moving average a good gives good signal, we have discussed, that is in trending market. So using all these things, I will lay down one or two toolkits. Then I will also send all these toolkits how we need to trade using all this. But I will explain here in class one or two toolkits. RSI also this is RSI also is like you need if in a trending market you are using RSI, please note down all these things, because you will be finding is why it's not working. But you need to change the time period, or the I mean to say the chart pattern, chart time period, like daily chart, then coming to hourly chart, 30 minutes charts are in a trending market. Sorry, it's written trading market. It's in a trending market. What exactly happens in a trending market is the stock continuously moves up, so RSI also gives signal for moving up. So you need to change, you need to adjust the time in RSI. Now in trading market, it's actually a good signal giver. Trading market, like overbought, oversold, something like trading like in this way, then definitely RSI will be working. This position is overbought, this will fall to this level. But again, in a trading market, you cannot trade for the first and second lows unless and until you confirm that yes, this is going to form it's a range bound stock. So before confirming also, you cannot take the trade. But still, it's not, trading is not like always looking at the profitable side. S- very You will find that the pro traders who are trading, they sometimes knowingly they go for the wrong side. As suppose this is the pick which is being formed, they knowingly trade for this side so as to confirm yes, this is a trading market, so as like my second trades will be fine. I will explain that in one of the indicator, one of the toolkit which I will describe today. So RSI again, good for trading market, and you need to adjust for trending market. Then coming to oscillators, oscillators should not be used singly. It can confirm techniques and indicates whether market is overbought and oversold. There are few oscillators like CCI also. Now coming to stochastics, please note down. Stochastics is what is being found that it's very nice for predicting market lows and highs in a trading market. Again, in a range bound market, stochastics works nicely. So it's also a kind of oscillator. Now there are few price sensitive basic chattings like point and figure, but we haven't covered point and figure. Point and figure is somehow like what exactly I need to say. Point and figure is, you might not have seen also, this is the chart, this is again the chart. It gives signal, this 0 0, then x x. Here you can say it's a buy signal. It's again almost related to, I won't say directly it's related to astrology kind of thing, but it's it's being used in market. If time permits also, it's even a very large topic to be covered. Point and figure charting. Point and figure charting is, you need to, it's not about understanding a point and figure charting, it's already pre-described. You need to just remember all these techniques, like when there is two cross formed, a buy signal is given. When there is two circles formed, it is somehow like that. But it's also a reliable technique most of the time. If after chart patterns, after common chatting patterns time permits, we'll go for point and figure. But nowadays point and figure is like absolutely no one is using. Point and figure doesn't work most probably on very strong trending market. Is suppose forget these 5 to 10 days of Nifty. If, you will go for Nifty, it was continuously in a strong trending market. So at this point of time, point and figure doesn't work. Now coming to basic charting, as we know, we'll be reading from next from this Saturday. All gives general framework for interpreting most other techniques, volume analysis, and other things are taken into consideration in basic charting. Now coming to volume sensitive, I have already said it's unbalanced volume. Unbalanced volume gives good signals. It is actually unbalanced volume is used with some other indicators so that it helps you to know how it gives you the accumulation and distribution phases. I will also explain with an example how unbalanced volume can be very useful. And composite techniques I have described, Elliott waves we have also read. So one more thing to mention, I have also I haven't that got that idea of finding Elliott wave in a downtrend. We always try to find something in uptrend. So finding Elliott wave in a downtrend is actually very difficult to find in our naked eye, and to calculate with that with Fibonacci levels. So if you try to do that, that would be very nice. If you can, anyone of you can post charts of Elliott waves with downtrend market, because we have studied Elliott wave taking into consideration an uptrend. So finding Elliott wave in a downtrend is it will be very useful. You can use Fibonacci retracements. So the first toolkit which I'm going to describe, I'll be describing let's describe 2 to 3 toolkits like how we will be using. Let's first come to a trading market. So trading market, we already know that it's a range bound market. So the toolkits which we are going to use for a trading market is moving average. Second is either RSI or any oscillator. The third is stochastics. These all are which I have explained just before few minutes. The fourth is OBV. You might be thinking, so how can we use all these indicators and confirming with a Elliott wave? And see, after all these things confirming, you have still left out with the major thing, that is chat patterns and the support and resistance. These indicators also say about support and resistance, but they give the signal little bit of little bit late. So I will suggest when using these kinds of toolkits, like using multiple indicators, please do not post your charts directly using all these indicators or directly applying all these indicators, because if you are applying too many indicators in a single chart, the price which you have shown in the chart, it's not visible and it doesn't look that good for a chart. So you can use it and you can write down what exactly it was suggesting. uh, in the group itself you can send, as now Prabodh sir is also sending by applying all these indicators, no problem. But if at all in future you are tweeting something for chat pattern, if you are posting something in the Facebook, like yes, Nifty is going to touch this level according to all these things, but you need not uh, you should not apply all these things in a single chat. It doesn't look good, and it's also signals like you yes, he is somewhere like new to technical analysis, so using all these indicators. So what people do, they use indicators but they remove all these things. What exactly they take some kind of information from an indicator and they apply it with the chart patterns, and they draw these chart patterns and gives accurate signal what exactly it is telling. So we'll be moving to the toolkit trading market, so we'll be using all these toolkits. So first we'll be coming to moving average. What exactly we should look in a moving average while going for a trading market. So it's like, before few minutes I have said that a moving average, suppose this is the stock movement and this is the moving average. So the first thing which I would say, in a trading market you can trade for a fade breakout. Fade breakout, I think we haven't read or come across while studying moving average. Fade breakout is something, let me show. I have analyzed this trading market with a chart itself. Trading market. So can anyone of you tell what exactly a fade breakout is all about? Can post, can chat. Fade breakouts are actually itself trading tools like indicators. Moving average fade breakout is difficult to find, but trend line fade breakouts are quite used in short term trades. But they are also very dangerous tools unless and until you guess the proper fade breakouts. Fading breakouts is used like, you can see this chart. I have almost plotted all these indicators which you're going to use. So in this chart you can see IDFC is almost, after this downfall, almost it was moving in a range. So here you can see this was the moving average, this was the 100 days moving average. Focusing on this line, this was 100-day moving average. So, and this is the trend line. This is where it is said to be trade. This is considered as fade breakout. You know this stock is continuously moving in a range, and suddenly you saw it's going out of the moving average, and here also you can see it's going out of moving average, and these are fade breakouts. This does not move to much upper level. Suppose you can see this one. Pin bars are almost considered as good fade breakouts. So why I said this should be for a short term trade, because at any point of time it can move upside. So these are small chart, small trading tools like short term trading tools. I have also one more clear picture of fade breakout. So this is how exactly I have plotted moving average, but moving average, this one is for 4 days, 8 and 15 days moving average, I think so. So this is where fade breakouts is actually working so nicely. Like this is the three moving averages are applied. So this gave a breakout of, above these moving averages, but you could see like this stock was continuously moving in a trading range. It's a range bound stock. It was continuously moving in range, and this is where it could have been traded for a short term trade. And it's advisable to never like you can sort from above while moving in a trading range. You should never buy from lower level. Like you should not tell that this is a fading breakout, this can be bought over here. It was successful over here, but sometimes mostly what happens from a range bound market, stocks starts moving upward, because range bound market is actually seen as the accumulation phase. Stock never remains in range bound if continuously it is being sold out. If continuously it is being accumulated, it comes like continuously a big player, a smart money is continuously accumulating the stock. Like some today bought 10,000 stocks, tomorrow again bought 10,000 stocks. So small bits and pieces he is continuously buying, And people, other peoples in the markets, like you may say a few investors, few big investors also, when the price goes up, they again start selling few amounts to few quantities, or retailers selling that amount, few quantities. So in major cases, a trading market moves to a bullish market. So it's never advisable to trade these fed outs, to buy these fed outs. You can sell these fed breakouts, but never buy these fed breakouts. So the first rule for trading market is, the first is moving average. Moving average fed breakouts can be seen for trading market. How to trade in a trading market. And coming to RSI and oscillators. So RSI oscillators, it's almost similar, which we have studied: sell overbought and buy oversold. Stochastics. Stochastics, in the case of stochastics, it's advisable to sell the crossover to downside and buy crossover to upside. In case of trading market, this rule book changes as the stock range changes. I mean to say, if I'm talking about stochastics and clearly telling you, I will send all these things. No need to write down right now. Suppose I just now talked about stochastics, and I was telling this for a trading market. So stochastics, as we know, it's always shows you overbought and oversold signals, but it is only advisable sell crossover to downside and buy crossover. So we have two stochastics, one is slow and one is fast. Buy crossover to upside. But you will see, while using this toolkit, and we are looking for a bull market toolkit, so stochastics, the work of stochastics will be different. You should not use this particular thing while using it in a bull market. In a bull market, it would be like buy the crossover to the upside. It's almost same in case of bull market also, but in case of bear market will be the sell the crossover to downside. Do not, here it is written sell the crossover to the downside. But one more suggestion would come in a bear market is, it would be same, sell the crossover in downside, but please do not buy crossover in upside, because it's a bear market. It will be continuously showing that it's in oversold region. So it's strictly, we need to avoid this one. And in the same case, in a bull market, you will be finding the use of stochastics is buy crossover in the upside, but never sell crossover. So this is how the toolkit changes, as because the market changes. As we suppose we are trading for a stock, for a particular script in a trading market, then the use of these indicators are different. If you're going for a bull market or a bear market, then the use of these indicators are almost different. So I have this chart with me, like we are having a chart of IDFC Bank. It was continuously moving. So this I have recognized for toolkit, this for a trading market. I have almost applied all these things. And Elliott wave, one more thing is Elliott wave. Usage of Elliott wave in case of trading market is, you will find that it's quite difficult to plot Elliott wave in case of trading market, because it's a range bound market. The stock, as much it moves upward, then again it consolidates. As much it moves again upward, again it consolidates. So there is no use of Elliott waves. But plotting the Elliott wave can give you confirmation, in the sense is like that, yes, this particular stock is moving in a range bound market. So this is how it's useful for plotting at least the Elliott wave on whichever you can see. So here you can see we have plotted the Elliott wave, but this retracement is almost equal, this retracement is equal, this retracement is equal, and here also it is finding the same thing. So Fibonacci retracements and extension would not work in case of a trading market Elliott wave analysis. Now coming to on balance volume, so I have explained trading market. In this case, let me explain what exactly is happening. IDFC Bank, IDFC Bank, you can see this rectangular space is the major support which is being formed, and it's the support from 2016 July itself. This from this one also, this one also, again this, and this is working as a support from 2016 July. So it's a very major support we can say. And now looking at the unbalanced volume, it is not clearly being shown, but unbalanced volume you can see here, unbalanced volume is finding a divergence. So the trend is downside. If you take the major trend from 2016, not from this level, from this level it started to moving in a range bound market, but for the major trend is downside, and the unbalanced volume suddenly moving up. So another thing to take is like unbalanced volume is something which can tell you what big players, what smart money is doing. So here it is suggesting this is definitely a divergence of unbalanced volume with price. But here unbalanced volume is also an indicator which can suggest sometime like what the smart money is trying to do. So here it can be said that the stock is in accumulation phase. So from here I'm expecting this stock to at least move to this fade out region, at least 65.70 it should touch in near future. But as this stock price is also low, it can take some time to move that level, but I'm not expecting a more downfall in this stock. Now coming to stochastics also you can see at this region it is clearly can be seen that from the oversold region it is going to form a crossover. So it's also signaling it can be a good buy at this level. And RSI, here RSI is not giving any signal, it's almost in the mid region. So this is how a trading market toolkit is being used. The other toolkit which can be used is chat pattern, which I have used over here for resistance and support. So combining all these things, a trade is being taken. I'm not talking about intraday trading. Intraday trading is something which is almost different from all these things. All these techniques do not come into consideration, while it may be happening for a 2 to 3 points, but intraday is what I feel is somehow a very big gamble. Like suppose you are talking about today's Nifty, all of a sudden when the RBI policy was being shown, all of a sudden there was a, movement of 100 200 points in Bank Nifty itself. But again it the range was quite nicely being compressed. So that's why I have also posted that this time at least retailers are quite sensibly they are looking into the price, looking into the RBI policy. There is no panic. From the last 5 days of Nifty fall, one thing you can recognize that this fall is not because of retailers panicking. Uh, Nowadays it can be easily seen that people, the retail in the retail market are becoming quite intelligent. They are learning things. They are following the smart money. They are not taking like what exactly happens in this. I have posted today also that from 7,000 level, if you'll go back to Nifty, you will find that every time RBI policy comes, there is a downfall of almost 100 or 200 points. But again, it rises to another level. But why all these things? These all things are quite. I mean to say, these FIs know all these things that what exactly can happen. Almost every news channel was the poll was suggesting yes that there won't be any changes. So when everything is quite natural and known to us from before, so why are we reacting so much? So this reaction would be in their favor. They will be again buying these stocks and they will take to a higher level, and we retailers will enter at that higher level only. Okay, not to talk that much in that, let's focus on our technical analysis. But not to forget that the most profitable trades are there only if you are able to follow a smart money. So we have analyzed IDFC Bank by taking a trading market toolkit application. So in that manner, almost in the similar manner, a bull market, there are bull market toolkit, there are bear market toolkit. In the beginning of the class, I said this changes in the price, changes in the time frame, this changes in application of this toolkit, changes. Suppose I am talking about on balance volume, you can use a normal direct volume and calculate. There are few traders who use this direct volume. I mean to say, like suppose how normally it's being done in the market, what exactly it is being seen. So these volume candles which are shown in the lower side of a chart, suppose this is studies, I'll be going to volume analysis. So volume chart never says you about like these are buyers or sellers. So what exactly people do is like this one is a green candle volume, this one is also a green, and this one is also green. So if I am calculating for this region, I'll be taking this green candles into one and this red candles into one, and in total I will be adding these green candles and I will be subtracting this red candles. Whichever is more, I'll be thinking yes, there are more number of buyers involved in that. This is how approximately it is being taken, but you can find all this volume in NSE sites itself. So volume can be taken into consideration for each and every trade which you take. So now moving to a bull market toolkit application, these small changes are to be made by you looking into the chart, looking into each and every indicators in a different way is what technical analysis is all about. As I could find from this group itself, uh, few people are still not posting charts. I think may not be because of the office work also, but if at all you are not looking at the chart, not looking using all these indicators, these classes would be of no use. You need to practice yourself all these things. I have seen Rajesh is doing a wonderful job, and we have Prabhu sir also looking, Surajit sir also sometimes giving. I haven't received any charge from, I think Arvind sir is not giving any, not posting any charts, and I have seen few times Mohan Raj sir also is giving. And Prabodh sir, please, I would suggest you can post these charts with all indicators in the group itself. But if you are posting it for someone else, like any third person, then please do your calculation on your part and look at these indicators what they are suggesting and post the chart. If you will post the naked chart, it looks nice. Someone else could analyze that very nicely. So coming to, I will explain the next one, that is bull market toolkit. But after that, I will send all these rule books which are already being given, the how to use this, what to calculate. I will be giving that. So after that, you can use your own techniques, not your own techniques in the sense you can look at these rule books what exactly it is suggesting, and you can change these time frames, in which time frames they are working, what should we do. So the next one is bull market toolkit application. In bull market, see how all of a sudden it changes. Bull market toolkit application. So in bull market you will find the first one, again the same moving average, but in case of trading market, what I have suggested is to trade the fade outs, fade breakouts. But in case of bull market, what I am suggesting, just a minute. In case of bull market, what I'll be suggesting, moving average, here you need to plot 2 to 3 moving averages, and here it is being suggested that buy the upside crossover because it's a bull market. So this is how it changes. If someone again applies the same same rule of moving average, like sorting the fade out, then he or she will be in huge loss. But again, to say, as previously also saying, few people do this just because to understand, yes, this is where the market was moving in a trading market, and he has taken a short call from here as seeing that this is fade out. But somewhere in the line, suppose I'm not talking about this one, just a minute, I am drawing this one. This, suppose this is a trading range bound market, and this was going like this, and so I have already said that not to buy at this point of, or short at this point of level, because it's trading market. So someone who got a stock at this point of level thinking that this will again come to range bound, but if suppose it moves to this down level all of a sudden, and this become the resistance and this become the support, so you will be finding, yes, this fade out is not working and continuously the stock is moving. So you will be finding, while I was placing a call over here, I was like a stop loss of at this level, I was only getting a loss of 15 to 20 points, but all of a sudden you will find that here the loss is more than 30-40 points. So here also this loss could give you a confirmation that this market is changing. Every time your loss is not all about thinking again and again why I made this loss. This losses could give you a second chance to take the call that yes, this is where I was wrong, this market is now changing. So I was thinking that this market is still in trade range bound market, but it's changing to a bear market, or it's changing to a bull market. So this is where moving average, I was talking about moving average. In case of bull market, it's buy upside crossover, and taking into consideration RSI and oscillators, it's RSI is buy oversold indicators and ignore overbought indicators. See why it's saying for ignoring overbought. While I was teaching RSI, I have already said that RSI will continuously be showing in overbought region. As this, suppose this is RSI will be continuously in overbought region as the stock is in bull market and it's continuously moving up. As RSI takes price into consideration, it will be definitely in the overbought region. So for this, it is being said, if at all RSI is in oversold region, you can use this in over bull market, but never to use this overbought in a bull market. So if we had not read the indicators by calculating or in-depth analysis of the arithmetic analysis or the background of all these indicators, you could imagine how could be the situation right now. So someone who doesn't know what exactly how RSI is being formed, he would definitely go by like, yes, it's overbought, I would sell right now, it's oversold, I will buy right now. So this is how things go wrong unless and until you know the proper background of these indicators. Then stochastics I have already described for a bull market. The stochastics should be buy the crossover to the upside, and please never sell the crossover to the downside in a bull market. Now on balance volume is again is used for confirming, and it should be used with other indicators like in a continuously moving upward trend, the volumes will definitely rise on. So unbalanced volume may not work in that case. And now coming to Elliott wave. Elliott wave can be used nicely in case of continuous bull market. Like suppose this one is what we have read Elliott wave. What the major suggestion is, if this one is the high, so if you are going for a Elliott wave trade, you can, if and this is where it went down and continuously moving to this level, and your trade could be at this level for this breakout of the previous high. So here also you can confirm that yes, this is bull market, my trades are successful. So likewise there are rule books for bear market. There are rule books for there are few like combination of markets, like trading market changing to bull market, again then trading market changing to bear market, and it can be the other way around also, bull market changing to trading market, then bear market changing to trading market. So all these rule books I will send you I will send you today itself with these videos. So you need to see what exactly it is suggesting and how to apply all these things while trading. It's high time now. You need to start trading, in the sense you can start paper trading, or else I would suggest there is no issue if at all you start trading with 5 to 10 quantities, just to confirm that how these indicators are working. Change your time frame, change the indicator, like moving average from 9, 10, 20, 25, 50, which one is actually working for which stock, for which market it is working. All these analysis are to be done by you itself, otherwise it would be very difficult to only go by all these theories. This is how you could make new techniques of yourselves, new strategies you can develop. So this is what is all about for today's class. I'll be sending all these things within 1 hour itself. So from Saturday we'll be moving to chart patterns. uh, from the very beginning we'll start with the important chart patterns, and as days goes on I'll be telling which chart patterns are actually not that much important, but not I'm not talking about that much important, it's not seen in the market that frequently, but can have importance. And chart patterns requires lot of writings, in the sense if suppose we are looking at a head and shoulder pattern, it has many things to convey. It's not like every time head and shoulder is formed the stock goes down. There are pullbacks, there are false head and shoulders patterns, there can be a another downside movement from the pullback, it can also give a upper side breakout. So all these variations we will see, and you can also take stocks and use all these things. So we'll be moving to chat patterns from Saturday. So till then, you can use all these indicators and learn something of your own. So thank you for coming to today's class, as because today was almost like weekday. But from next week, to finish these chat patterns as early as possible, we'll be conducting 3 classes from next week, if everyone agrees. So can we end the session here? So thank you.